Hello, ladies and gentlemen. MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Sonic 1, or Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, depending on how you look at it. I refer to it as Sonic 1 because after Sonic 2006, there was basically just Sonic the Hedgehog again. Yeah, I came back to Sonic 1. So, one thing that I learned about this after doing, you know, a little bit of research on it, because I never knew this, that there were regional differences to this game, and revisions to this game. So the very first version that was released in North America did not have... So if you look up the clouds here, they follow the parallax scrolling, so you can see that they move. They didn't do that in the original. They did that in the original Japanese version, not in the US, which kind of makes me wonder why that was a change that was made. I don't understand. But that's one of the things that I wanted to go back and do, because I know there are now technical differences between revisions and, you know, release versions. And I wanted to talk about that. And that's the thing, it's like, I've grown a little bit as a Let's Player. And I say a little bit because, let's face it, there's only so much I'm going to grow as a Let's Player. But I do strive to bring, you know, good quality content. And, you know, looking at it, I don't remember the games looking so, you know, I remember them looking a specific way. And I never knew about the clouds. I just always assumed they moved. And so when I went back and started replaying, I was like, they didn't move. Why didn't they move? I could have swore they moved. But, you know, the things you learn, you know, growing up and learning about the technical differences between, you know, all sorts of things. Like, it's something that, you know, changes a lot. So it's impressive to me that I'm able to go back and say, okay, I now know this difference. And now I'm going to share it with all of you, because I'm sure at least one of you had never heard that there was, you know, technical revisions to Sonic 1. Like, when you think of games being released, Sonic 1's not really high up there on the... Oh god. On the list of games that, you know, need a lot of technical reworking. And now I'm going to try to not fail miserably at the special stage. This is probably one of my least liked special stages. This one in particular, because it takes for bloody ever. Well, at least I'm getting a bunch of continues. Not that I need them, but... because I'm gonna end up just destroying everything. Because I keep hitting the reverse squares. I don't remember reverse squares being this prominent. I really don't. Alright. I'm actually almost tempted just to hit the goal, because I'm getting kind of tired of this. I'm getting so tired of this. Oh, God. Come on, Sonic. I'm literally going to destroy everything before reaching the... Oh god, so close, Sonic! Please, stop being a bastard. No. Really? Are you kidding me? Oh, this is very quickly detracting from the Let's Play. Because, God, could that have taken Because that could have gone worse. That really could have. Because, yeah. But hey, at least continues. Huh. And again, talking about memories. I don't quite remember the special stages being that obnoxious, but I also don't remember often, you know, getting all of the Chaos Emeralds as a kid. I know I did it before, but yeah, I don't remember it being a regular occurrence, mostly because I don't remember having the patience to deal with that. Because as a kid, I had no patience. As an adult, I have no patience. I don't know who I'm kidding on that. But... And one of the fun things about it is, I've told this before in my first Let's Play, but I'll tell it again, because, you know, that's what this Let's Play is for, is nostalgia. I first played this, I didn't have a TV in my room to play this on. We had TV downstairs, but my parents didn't want, you know, a bunch of consoles connected to TV and, you know, hogging TV to play games when, you know, I would rather play the games and they'd rather watch the news or something. Whatever. So I actually got a Commodore 64 monitor, because we had a Commodore 64 growing up. That was my first computing experience, was learning how to game on a Commodore 64, you know, typing file paths and things as such for games. And so we had the monitor still, and we used that because it had RCA input. But there was a weird glitch with the RCA input. It did not register color for the Genesis, unless it was plugged in a very specific way. Like, it had to, the connectors were bad or something. Not on the cables, but on the monitor itself. Oh shit. But it would only display in black and white until I did a lot of fiddling with the cables to see if I could get, you know, color. So I played this game for a while without color. For a long while without color, before learning how to, you know, rig it so that it would display color. So the Chaos Emeralds didn't really mean as much to me. It's like, okay, what are these Chaos Emeralds? Why do I care? Like, they're just, are they all green? I didn't know. Did not know. And it also made fighting Robotnik very difficult. Which, another entertaining story. So one of the reasons why this is a comfort food game for me is because this was my first game. This was my very first game. Not the first game that I played, but the first game that was mine. Because I have an older brother, and for those of you who have older siblings, you kind of know what it's like. You know that, having an older sibling, you are kind of beholden to the sibling rules of you get a turn when their turn is over, and depending on their age and skill, that could very well mean you would never get a turn. So having this as my game, it was my console, it was mine to do it. I could deny turns if I wanted to because it was mine. It kind of meant a lot to me that it was mine, and I didn't have to, you know, play nice if I didn't want to. I often did because I feared repercussions of my older brother beating the crap out of me. But, you know, it is what it is. But actually, one of the positive stories, I don't want to sit here and just, you know, completely rag on my brother. When we were younger, one of the things was he actually found the level select code to this game and taught it to me so that we could, you know, see more of the game. Because at the time we were not skilled with the game at all. Like, it was very difficult for us to get through certain acts. And we went to the very final boss stage, and we could not figure out what to do, because in black and white, it's very hard to actually see the detail of Robotnik in the final boss form. So it was one of those things where we tried to figure out how to play the game, basically, without, you know, a lot of knowledge of how to, given, you know, a lack of technical skill. So, not just like actual technical skill, but, you know, we experienced technical difficulties. So, and I went the wrong way. Let's see if I can. There we go. Get in there. This was a special stage that I didn't ever have too many problems on, because the arrows kind of help out. But I'm at 4 out of 6 Chaos Emeralds, and that's a fun thing. Sonic 1 only had 6, whereas all of the other games had 7. So I just need 2 more Chaos Emeralds. And then all I need to do is beat Marble Zone Act 3. And so far I've done this without any actual issues. I say that, and I can almost guarantee you, now that I've said that, I've jinxed myself, and I'm going to completely screw up Act 3 here. I'm just going to die hardcore, is what's going to happen. But let's hope that's not the case, shall we? That would be wonderful. If well, I took a hit, but... and fun graphical things. That's something that like I said, I'm not playing on original hardware, but that's something that happened on original hardware. Same in Act 2, when we were riding across the block across the lava, and the lava, like, upspurts, I don't know what they would be called, the kind of geysers, would cause the rings to vanish. And that was something that always happened on the Genesis. I'm like, what is going on? Why is that a thing? So, never learned why that happened, but those things, those geysers. So, Marble Garden Zone was one of those, or Marble Garden is Sonic 3. How many times have I said Marble Garden in this Let's Play? And just so far, like, how many times have I done that? Because Marble Gallery. Because that's something that's gonna get me. Because after a while, all of the classic Sonic games kind of blended together for me after a while. Mostly the music. Like, I could sit there and just listen to medleys of all of the original Sonic games' music, just back, and just be a happy camper. That's actually one of the things that makes this kind of gaming comfort food for me, is actually the soundtrack. I will never forget the soundtrack, and I've had the pleasure of hearing this from orchestrated concerts, like Video Games Live. The very first Video Games Live concert I went to, they played this. I also went to play a symphony orchestra, which Video Games Live I felt was a better performance. But Play was also not bad, and it had an interesting story. Like, we introduced some very nice old people to video game music because of that. So we'd gone to Play, and it was at an outdoor amphitheater. and it was part of a summer concert series that they were doing. And this wonderful old couple, actually it was two old couples, they were sitting in front of us. They had, you know, a picnic basket full of, like, wine and fancy cheese, and they thought that they were here for a Russian symphonic suite. And because they were a week ahead on their playbill. They grabbed the wrong playbill and they were a week off. And we overheard them like, no, this is... Oops! What did I say about screwing up? But they were a week off, and we corrected them. We're like, oh no, this is actually supposed to be video game music. And they're like, oh, video game music, that's not... And they were getting ready to pack up and leave, and we're like, no, you should at least give it through the first song. It's worth it, trust me. And they gave us the benefit of the doubt, and they sat and watched through the first song. And for those of you who have ever been to video game concerts like this, typically they have like television or screen or projectors of some sort to show off gameplay of the game that they are playing the soundtrack to. And it was I forget what was the first song, but they were fairly familiar with the game, and they were very taken aback. They're like, this is what video game music? We thought it was just beeps and, you know, and it actually kind of opened their eyes to a new genre of music. And so we sat with them and talked throughout the entire concert about video game music and how it's kind of grown and evolved. And yeah, it was an interesting experience. And one of the songs they played was Sonic the Hedgehog, and they could see that I was actually visibly moved by that and the Chrono Trigger soundtrack. So they're like, these games have importance to you. So it was an interesting experience. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and free these animals, and we will move on to the next zone. So I'll see you all in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.